Hello, everyone. I hope we're all doing good. This is Captain in the house. We've been talking about the reasons why people abuse drugs, and I've done some episode, and this is the eighth episode of the reason why people abuse drugs. And the title for today's episode is a big man thing. That is the eighth episode, big man thing. Is actually common in the United Kingdom because I've been a lecturer in the United Kingdom, and most of these young youth that intentionally takes drugs and then probably start to abuse it. Some of them give the reason that it's a big man thing, that if you're not involved in such, you're not being seen as a big man, which is a bit attached to peer pressure, sense of belonging as well. Is the advice for this topic, which is big man thing, is a big man thing, big girl thing. That's why I start to take drugs, and that's why I start to abuse drug. The first advice or the first way out to prevent this happening or not to even do it at all is the number one um, advice that I normally give, that when you start to take drugs and it becomes an habit and then you start to abuse it, what is the end result? What am I gaining from abusing drugs? That's the first question the young youth or somebody thinking of going in that route should ask yourself. The end result is destruction. So why do you want to do it? If the end result is destruction, then there's no point doing it. So it's a big man thing for you to start taking something that will destroy your life. So this needs a proper counseling for such youth that have that kind of a mentality, that people will see me as a big guy, or people will see me as a big girl, or people will see me as, yeah, we're the one in town, you know. Irregardless of your age, it could be times as being foolish or not knowing what you're doing, because you know that the end result of the route you want to take will destroy your life. And there's only two things, a bit of the third one, because abusing drugs, taking it drugs is illegal, especially the hard drugs. Number one thing is it will end up having affecting you mentally. You can go crazy. It can kill you. And if you're being caught in the process of doing it and it's a severe one, maybe you're selling it and you're abusing it, you end up in prison. But the two major one is destruction, which is death, and destruction, which is mental problem. So if you have the grace to realize all these terrible side consequence of taking drugs, from the issue of is a big man thing, if you can realize the end result, that should be able to help you not to take it. But for those people that gave that reason why they start to abuse drug as a big man thing, at that stage of their life, they need counseling. The the health organization, the government, the law enforcement needs to counsel such people and probably show them some scenarios, some cases of people in the past that have decided to go in that kind of a way, thinking they're using it to pose or they're using it to display of being a big man, as in a big guy or a big girl. So, showing a typical example of how their life ended up, might help other young people that are abusing drugs with the impression of it's a big man or it's a big girl thing. As long as such heart will lead to destruction, there's no any other two word than stop. It's not advisable. Not only are you dangerous to yourself, not only is your life is in risk, the life of other people in your surrounding is as risk as well, is at risk as well. Because the drug intoxicate, it makes you to do things that you cannot carry out when you're in your normal self. So taking drugs with an expression of is a big man thing is being silly because it doesn't make sense. You can be a big man through some other things, like doing good things that could be beneficial to you, to your siblings, to your family, to your surrounding, to your society, and to the global world at large. There's some other things you can do that people will tell you that, yeah, you're a big person. Not all this little devilish, dangerous attitude of abusing drug, and you think people will see you as a big man thing. It will end up in prison, it will end up in destruction. And some people, it's not everybody that have a grace for their life to be corrected after they're being destroyed. It's not everybody. So you have to look at the consequence of your action. There's no gain in it. So just say no to abusing drugs. And it doesn't make sense using that excuse that is a big man thing to start taking drugs and start abusing drugs. Especially for the young one that still have parents that believe their child will become somebody useful, great in the society. So it's a route that leads to destruction, and it's not advisable to any young youth to go into that route because it doesn't make sense. If the only reason why you want to destroy your life is you want to present so for those people abusing drugs or start to take drugs so that people can see that it's a big man thing, I think it doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, it's going to lead to destruction. So it's not advisable, it's not the root channel to take if you're abusing drugs because you want to feel like a big man. There's some other things you can do with your life that you become great and you will see yourself as being a big man, not in the route of abusing drugs and you think that is a big man. So a word is enough for the wise. It's not a good route to follow. And that's just the episode 8 of why people abuse drugs, a big man thing, which is senseless because it's going to lead to destruction. And thank you, everybody, for listening to the 8th episode of Why People Abuse Drugs, which is a big man thing. Thank you. And please remember to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up as well. And I'll appreciate you if you do that for me. God bless everybody. Have a nice one.